Response video to Professor Anton. Hey, Corey. Yeah, I've been there, done this. So, yeah, I'll start off with a little bit of the first 10 minutes and 36 seconds. And then we'll play a little, and then I'll conclude with some kind of statement like, oh, fuck. Anyway, the first 10 minutes is just a let's go through highlights of how really cool it is to be human, because we do all kinds of fancy existential spiritual suffering, our thinking, our feeling, and the dumb old animals don't, and that makes us different than them. And he says it as if it's a function of being human rather than a function of one of the consequences of being human, which was the development of language and then the acquisition of knowledge. It's knowledge that makes us spiritual, ironically, right? Kind of in a weird way. Understanding is what ends up making us spiritual. It's kind of like the Bible metaphor. You know, the tree of knowledge is where all the problems start. It's understanding that, oh, you mean I brought smallpox home to my family and they all died? You know, it's knowing those kind of things. Like, if your family dies of smallpox, why is it so bad? But if you have knowledge of how it works and find out, oh, it was me, I brought it from, you know, Crazy Town or Whore Town. I went to Whore Town, got smallpox, carried it home. That kind of thing. You know, we can end up, you know, understanding the mechanism. We can understand the redundancy of life. We can understand terminality and the fact that things die, and so we can put those things in places where animals can't put them anywhere. There's nowhere in their brain to store my little bebe just died. You know, cat ate it. There's nowhere for them to store that stuff in their brain because they don't understand it. It's like, what the hell was that? I know it wasn't good, you know, but I don't know what the hell it was. So they can't do anything with it. They can't organize it in the brain and put it in a file cabinet and then pull it out again. It's like the associations are too disconnected, too cluttered. Their closet of brain, their whatever, is too cluttered. So they can't just go get a tool because it's in the toolbox. The tools are wrench on the table, wrench on the ceiling. That stuff is all over the place. And so they don't have really solid ways to organize even a memory stream. Time sequences, all that kind of stuff gets all messed up. So who knows what pops into their head at a moment. You know, good, bad, and how they really can't make those hard associations between understanding a bad when they can't make clear associations between you know, events that were bad and events that are just, you know, that's what something does when it walks away. I mean, I can't just pull examples out of my head, but I mean, there could be examples where you could witness something. It could look like it was a bad thing, and it wasn't a bad thing. You know, two people are arguing, leaving the store or something. I don't know. You know, and it could look like it's much worse than it is. Just from appearances. And so animals have to deal with stuff based on appearances. You picked up the broom to go sweep the hallway, and you know, if your dog has some sort of broom phobia or something, you know, it's going to recognize it as some other kind of event and maybe have hurt feelings like you're going to broom him or something. And now you've intimidated him and he doesn't like being intimidated, and so later on he might, you know, poop on your pillow. Anyway, who wants to get into all this psychobabble? The only point I need to make as a correction is this isn't a function. Clearly, it's a function of being human, but it's not a function of crude human. The human that was for most of human history has nothing to do with this conversation of all this existential crap, because he wasn't doing that crap. He still had a very unorganized brain. And yeah, so it just wasn't. It certainly has always been, you know, being human means vocabulary, essentially, as the main feature, separating it from other simians or apes. And so how far back you want to go? 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 to go find the beginnings of that. And yeah, that's where it starts. That's where the organization starts, where you start associating things with things, and you know, start having clear categories where stuff is put where it belongs. The suffering stuff is over here, the happy stuff is over here. You know, work, vacation, you know, these categories are established. And for modern people who do some thinking, life is incredibly complex because there's all these trade-offs. There's all kinds of decisions that you, in hindsight, say, damn, I missed that one. Didn't buy that stock when it was going up, kind of thing. And there's so many places in life where that's going to happen. You're going to miss an opportunity, and you're going to, you know, do the opposite of that, which is whatever, jump too hard into something that wasn't worth it, or whatever, or invest too much into somebody who wasn't worth it. It's going to be lots of calculations that you're going to get wrong, and that's dismal. You know, that we have to recognize how you know, our play in the game, and see it laid out, you know, in front of us. And you know, we each have to make a decision about whether, well, maybe this compensates for that. Maybe this good decision is, maybe that, you know, compensates for when I was an asshole there. This you know, I helped somebody here. Maybe it compensates for, you know, how I hurt somebody there. And you can come out and try to figure out that you did okay, but you're just guessing, because the real story won't be written until it's over, and it's sometimes not over for a long time, in terms of what your prodigy will do to the world, what kind of a menace they'll become. So anyway, getting to his video, this is a little key point where he says something preposterously annoying.
Memory and symbols, they really make this possible in such an extreme degree. It's like an ultimate sense of what is all of this. And
Yeah.
I've heard some people say that life is an imposition. Okay, I'm just going to say, for argument right here, right now, even if it is an imposition, which I don't think that's the right word. I think,
Yeah, you know, well, I think it's as right a word as you can get. There's no, it's as right as peanut butter and chocolate, buddy.
it's just as much a gift as it is an imposition. But
What a crock of shit. Yeah, a gift. Get frickin' real. It's like giving somebody the gift of what? I mean, what could you possibly compare to the clunky lemon that even a good life on earth is?
at any rate, let's just grant, for the sake of argument, if someone wants to say it's imposition, it's an utterly forgivable imposition.
There you go. So why? Why is it utterly forgivable? More forgivable than what? Molesting kids? More forgivable than what? Drunk driving? More forgivable than what act of, you know, cheating on the wife? Why is it forgivable? Because ignorance creates it? Oh, that's why it's forgivable. Because religious dogma? I'm going to have a baby for God kind of attitude. So, I mean, most people are having babies because women want something to play with, and that's all it comes down to. They just want somebody to say, I love you, mommy. That's all they're feeding on. Women feed on those words. I love you, mommy. I mean, really, it's that sick. I'm sorry, women, but yeah, you're that pitiful. You're so you got to hear a sentence with the word love in it every whatever 3.4 hours, or somehow you start to lose your energy level in the game. And so they have kids for that intention. They want something to admire them and say, oh, you're so necessary, mommy. I couldn't get through my day without you, mommy. Thank you for coming to the rescue, mommy. Even though, as a mother, you're probably going to turn into some kind of succubus, alcoholic whore bitch who is of no use to anybody, who thinks, hey, I'll dress my son in pink. It'll make him vogue and cool. Anyway, it's not the subject of the video. Yeah, I have to do a whole woman series. Somebody suggested I do that. Just because women are the problem, right? I mean, women are the problem. I mean, they're really the ones I got to talk to. It's like all these other animals. There's too many deer in this state, and they keep shooting the bucks, and it's like you're shooting the wrong deer. Spading male cats is like, what's the fucking point? Okay, the females have the kittens. One male can walk a lot of miles for a little pussy. Anyway, whole nother point. So yeah, utterly forgivable to be what? In the 21st century, to be a first century man or woman. To be an ignorant, dumb animal is now forgivable. Why? Why should that be forgivable? In the world we exist in, where, even knowledge of the round earth gets to you, except maybe in North Korea, but almost everywhere else on earth, you're going to get information, basic information, and information that's going to be critical to understanding that, no, this isn't some great grand design by Jeebus and God and Mohammed or whoever. They all get together and create some great game to play. No, it's carnage. It's a fucking gladiator war, a 4 billion year long frickin' gladiator war. And if you replicate, you're just putting another nickel in the vending machine. You're feeding the machine of gladiator war. You're saying you're filling the stands every week. You're responsible. See, and you should have some spiritual existential suffering over the fact that you're contributing, you're making it happen, you're paying the criminals.
It's a forgivable imposition. And the question is, what exactly is entailed in coming into being? That to be a person is to not just have a body. It's, to be a person and to suffer personhood, we'll say it is a kind of suffering, it's to first fall into I don't know how many billion-year-old well-adapted organism.
Okay, well-adapted organismal, and then add gladiator war. Yes, you've been well-adapted to fight a war, a psychological war with your own family, a war with different tribes, a war with different nations, a war with different races, a war with different, just subtly different, just a few thousand years difference, and all of a sudden they're heathens, they're monkey men. All of a sudden you can point your finger and turn them into slaves. So don't talk to me about this again. You're anthropomorphizing with the best of human nature or something. That's what's going on here. No, the average person, reflective of the disgusting nature of our societies, right? Our societies don't suck because our government sucks. Societies suck because the people suck.
Structure. I mean, it's really quite amazing that you get to inherit and just fall into what took billions of years of survival value to accomplish. You just sort of hijack it.
Yeah, survival value. Again, so what are those survival values, right? Make sure the bomb goes off in his backyard. Make sure somebody else dies in the war. It wasn't my ancestors, right? They were all smart enough to say, fuck you, I'm going home. All my ancestors figured out some way to get out of town when the plague was in town. They all found excuses and ways to maneuver their survival while they watched everybody else pay the price in some way or another. No fucking doubt. No doubt I got thousands of exploitnists in my heritage. I'm built on top of a bunch of animal exploiters and fur trappers and, all kinds of people playing some sort of Weasley fucking game, selling out somebody, selling people like cardboard coffins or something. Who the fuck knows what kind of shenanigans these assholes I might call my relatives were. So again, just pretend it's all golden delicious and it's really fucking brown smelly shit.
Here on the scene, but despite all of that, immune system and all the other complexities, not everyone gets the equal body, but to be a body is to be a clear.
Yeah, just a little throw out line. Well, not everybody else wins. Yeah, there are some certain. Yeah, there's certainly people are born losers. That's right. Completely going to spend their whole life just feeling good about having 10 minutes of time out of their horror, and they'll feel proud of that. Look, I did. I climbed out of the horror. Oh, the horror's dragging me back in. Gotta go now.
Hearing for the world, right? It's to have the sunrises and the sunsets as who one is. It's
La la la
it's to
la.
feel
La la
love
la
and
la la.
to feel beauty
La,
for
la, la,
the changing
la,
of the
la,
seasons.
la,
It's to be able to see
la,
the stars,
la, la, la,
to
la,
feel
la, la, la,
all of the different things around one and to see their relations between them.
You should go to jail for inciting diabetes in people. What is that like? Yeah, it's a diabetes gun. I mean, it's, geez, it's a saccharine sweet. Ugh. When you're a grown-up.
Things. That just comes from having a body. It has nothing to do with one's accomplishment or what one has done. But
yeah, fuck the truth. It's just whatever kind of silly notions in your head. So you're a big fat whore in spandex. Yeah, go ahead, have a couple of flabby-assed kids. What the hell? Maybe they'll come out like Einstein or something. Yeah, maybe.
then we fall back to that, who is one, and is one both a kind of unique self, a self that is caught in promises and commitment.
Yeah, I hear that all the little snowflakes are unique. So what? They're just cold little ice crystals. And all the humans might each be individual little humans, but they're all just need machines. Need. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I want, I need. I want, I need. I want, I need. I'm gonna fuck your wife. Ha ha ha.
And in obligations and in aspirations.
That wasn't a literal statement, that was metaphorical. Analogitis. Analogitis.
Versus just all of that which one has as gratis by coming into being.
Gratis, yes. I should be all gratis because I get to look at these assholes and listen to these assholes. Oh yeah, I should be grateful because yeah, Nietzsche wrote all kinds of clever nonsense. Clever nonsense. No, I'm not grateful. I'm not fucking grateful. You're all disgusting. There might be like the Simpsons episode where people's asses were on their faces. Yeah, you might as well all be ass faces. Alright? You're revolting.
I think it is this agony of being self-aware, of being a self-aware organism that it registers the agency by way of the spiritual suffering. And so try to think, just for example, of have you ever
try to think about what it is. You sit with your daddy and go fishing with the little bamboo poles and starts rubbing your hiney and no, never mind.
Cried to music. I mean, I think most people have cried to music. Now maybe it's just really beautiful symphony music. I think sometimes people...
Yeah, maybe it's just you pussies. Yeah. I cry when the chicks are hot.
Composed works of art that are so beautiful, they just leave people in tears. I mean, they're just such integrating and then over...
Yeah, Mozart had one of those. One of Mozart's songs is like that. It'll just tears tears right out of your eye. But the rest of that shit sucked.
Coming of tensions. I mean, it's itself an expression of a capacity to feel below the level of words. But within popular music, I think countless people cry on it.
Oh, please, this is just... I'm not going to do this anymore, right? I'll have to just listen to this and finish up, right? I really don't want to have to edit this, but... No option. Yeah, I'm going to have to. There's just no choice. So I'll be back. Alright, he called it a serious video in the beginning or something, but I guess he just meant serious topic or something. So I thought there'd be some kind of punchline, like something happened where he had a revelation and he was going to say something new, And no, he didn't say anything better than the usual stuff. So it's just, it's whatever this is. You know, he has like 5 themes. This is the imagine the better afterlife world, but yeah, don't do it the silly religious way, because yeah, this fairness is impossible, and you don't need complete fairness, right? We just need it to be like a better-ish, kind of, maybe, without computers. Better, but without computers. Yeah, whatever. So this is part of the angst, is that yes, we these notions of religion, that there is a justice in the end. Oh yes, that's garbage, but we don't need justice because we can make the world okay just by being completely not natural humans. Right? You know, like that's going to happen. Let's cut all our nuts off, and then we'll be perfect drones to the bitches, and there won't be no babies. So that'll be, hey, we're both happy then, right? So yes, let's advocate that be the cause we invest in. Let's have all men neutered, or spayed, or whatever the right one is. Anyway, yes, cause is an interesting word, right? I mean, cause, like you can have a cause, and the cause is to find the cause and prevent the cause, right? I mean, that's what causes usually are let's go find the thing that caused it and stop it. And so yes, I'm cause driven, so I found my way to get to fairness is to stop these crazy people from conducting experiments they're totally unqualified to conduct. Seems to me to make perfectly good sense to stop the Frankensteins, who didn't even go to medical school, from playing their crazy, okay, crazy in terms of their silly expectations that I'm going to be lucky, I'm going to win the lottery. I mean, these are silly expectations. They're not forgivable. They're silly. Okay, it's as, you're not going to forgive some guy who thinks, you know, bullets only hit people if they're bad, so I can shoot everybody and only the bad people will die. Now that would be silly for somebody to believe that. There's just no way you can believe that cognitively. It's idiotic. It's beyond acceptable. It has nothing to do with a single fact. And that's what people are believing. And so anyway, all this hope about what people can be and what we can become if we try to be fair and decent and honorable and all of that crap is all swell. But it's just as easy for people to migrate to a philosophy where they just don't need to do this nonsense, and then they don't have to make it fair. If you just cancel the game, you don't have to have umpires, and you don't have to sit there and play by the rules, and everybody doesn't have to be playing cricket and doing all that crap. You can just all say, screw it. Let's quit playing this stupid game. Alright, and you go eat ice cream in heaven. I don't care. But, you know, it's just as easy not to need this as it is not to need fairness. It's just as easy not to need any of it. So this, you know, it's, you're not making an argument that means anything, because yeah, the real solution is just to turn it off. Again, you can bail it, you can scoop it, you can do all kinds of stuff with it, you can play with it all you want, but the simplest solution is just to turn it off. Because it isn't needed. It isn't needed in some real way. It's only needed as a delusion in your head. Okay? There are no Martians, and no one misses them. There's no Martians lamenting the absence of Martian. There's no lamenting Martian crisis. And the only way you can create it is by creating a Martian. And then you have a crisis, because now you have a Martian who's saying, where's all the damn Martians? There's no damn Martians. We need more Martians here. Yeah, that's stupid. Why would you create the first Martian so you can go, where's all the Martians? I mean, if you want to have logical arguments, I mean, you do this. I mean, you sit there and logically explain to the theists in these videos that there's a certain ludicrousness of their philosophy, like which one of me goes to heaven, the 10-year-old, the 15-year-old, the 50-year-old, the 90-year-old. Do I go there with my Alzheimer's and anal warts? I mean, you know, these are all valid and legitimate questions. What exactly am I going to do without a penis? I spent my whole life learning how to ride a penis, and all of a sudden you're going to say there's no penises in heaven? Well then, what the fuck is the point, right? Because the only thing I know how to do, pretty much, is ride penis. So what the fuck? I don't know what you want from me. What do I want to go to heaven for exactly? So what, polish the rubies and the emeralds? I don't want to do that. That doesn't sound like a good time. I don't like dancing. Do you go to dances? I don't like dancing. I like playing with my fucking penis. And if you don't have a play with your penis heaven, then I don't see any point in me going. So yeah, there's lots of arguments to be made. And the simplest argument is, recognize you're a dumb animal in your visceral nature, and then recognize that all your emotional crap about your race and you're this and you're that and your species is absolute crap. Okay, there's nothing magical about being human. We've just become very, pinky out great white sharks. We're just feeding machines who are doing it in some kind of pretend eloquent way, and then calling ourselves brilliant because of it. And then a few tiny percentage of the human race actually has some kind of creative talent, and they, play some violin music for us to do our pinky crap to, and so then we say, there's the proof. We are so fucking cool because we have cool music and we have nice little painted cups and our pinkies are out just at the right angle, says the physicist, and so yes, aren't we brilliant? No, you're fucking forgettable and useless Martians, and you haven't been killed yet. Yeah, they just gotta get rid of you. You're a waste of fucking matter, and you're dangerous and hurting things. Stop being a herter. Stop being a herter. Stop it.